Beatsmith.
Tales of a troubled kid, listen up son, this a story in reverse, I spit it backwards for you once. Yeah, I spit it backwards for you once. This a story in reverse, I spit it backwards for you once. The bullet comes out of his chest, back in my gun. Seen the mess, he went from blowing breath back in his lungs. The door opened up, the work went back in the trunk. My truck went from driving over back home till it crunk. There I go, I was sitting inside my whip. The keys unlocked my door as I walked back inside of my crib. The bitch who I kicked out came back to my house. Her clothes fell back off my dick, went back in the mouth. The story's still going in reverse. She got up off of her knees and then proceeded to slip back on the skirt. My hands went from grabbing on the hips back to my waist side. She started walking backwards at the door back outside. My phone rung. Hello? I was kinda surprised. It sounded off cause she told me now right outside I put myself back on the dresser. I walked to the garage, put back the heckler and took off the suppressor. I'm a lyricist, so you gotta listen. I rap a whole story, but this time is from the ending to beginning. Tales of a troubled kid, listen up son. This a story in reverse, I spit it backwards for you once. I'm a lyricist, so you gotta listen. I rap a whole story, but this time is from beginning to the ending. I grabbed the suppressor, put it back on the heckler. I walked back to the crib, grabbed my phone off the dresser. Ironically, my bitch was calling me. It caught me by surprise, like wow. She told me I'm outside right now. I opened the door quick, then she barely made it in. Barely grazed me with her skin, dropped to her knees to suck my dick. I ain't gon' lie, I was grabbing on her lace. She was begging for a taste, so I blasted in the face. Long story short, I kicked out my house. Then I went and grabbed the work that was under my couch. I walked to my whip and then popped the trunk quick as shit. Threw the work in it, then shut it, then got in the whip. But the story gets interesting. The bitch I kicked out my house never left the premises. Parked by the fence and shit. Glass in the ass distance, she was in some shit. Gotta listen to this. So I crunk up the truck and headed to my nigga Buck, so I can go and sell the drugs that stashed in my trunk. Fuck, I seen a car that's been following me a couple blocks. Paranoid, almost thought they was the fucking cops. So I finally stopped and grabbed my heckler with the suppressor. Okay, now I got it cocked and it turned into a killer. Had my finger on the trigger, I squinted at the silver interior of the F-150. Saying in my head, this shit look familiar. It's the bitch I had over. When I catch her, I'm a killer. She had a nigga with her who was posing as a threat. You know what happened next? I had to lead her, seen the mess. Yeah, collapsed lung when I eject. The bullet came out of my gun and went back in his chest.